Warning, we cannot stress enough that you shouldn't take anything we say seriously, or whatever our lawyer told us to say.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Joe.
And I'm Ben.
That took a while.
I was thinking. I thought I was going to come up with something funny.
Doing okay there, bud?
I have stomach problem.
This is Monday night, December 30th. We record on Saturdays. Ben's had a bad time since Christmas.
I think it was the bean dip. Delicious, but man, oh man, was it rough on old Benny's tummy. I was out of it the rest of the night, and then since then my stomach has not been the same. I took a 1 hour long shower at 3:30 a.m. this morning just to get all the toxins out, and boy were they chemical farts.
Stomach has been bad.
Stomach been very bad, so right now I'm like, so if I moan randomly during this, it's because of my stomach. It's bad.
Oddly enough, that takes us to our hot take, and I wasn't sure where we were going to put this one, but Ben's moaning definitely fits with hot take. I like when the dentist talks to me when I have stuff in my mouth. Fun challenge.
Yeah, I like it because it shows that they
What do you mean by stuff?
the dentist's tool.
What do you mean by tool?
You know, the pointy object that they use in your mouth?
See, for some reason, when you showed me this from whoever sent it, I was picturing just like the fingers. Like when they're like going in there and they're like, how are you today?
Yeah, I like that too.
And it's like, blah, 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 blah,
I like that too. I like the visual. No, but it shows me they care.
And they were like, what did you call me?
And Joe,
I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you can't say that in 2025.
And then he pulled the fingers out of the mouth and Joe actually said a slur. I gotta stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, but it shows me, first off, number one, it shows me they care. And number one, if my dentists don't care, I don't want them. Number two, emotionally, I'm sensitive. So, by the way, this hot take was not brought in by a listener. This is my hot take. There was a dental question sent in, and I was like, you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the fact that I actually kind of like when dentists talk to me, even when I can't talk back. Because
wait, hold on. I thought this was a joke. You really?
A little bit. I mean, maybe I'm playing it up a tiny bit for our listeners, but also it's a little bit like the common thing is like, oh, the dentist tried to talk to me. What am I supposed to do? Right?
Yeah, because that's the human response.
Yeah, but my response is,
I'm a robot and I'm still taking the human side on this, which is yuck, dude.
My response is, aw, he cares. No, but I don't mind it.
Why would that make him care?
Because he's obviously expecting me to go through the trouble of talking with his fingers in my mouth.
Yeah, but he doesn't care about the answer because he doesn't understand the answer.
Do you think it's all a big prank?
Absolutely.
Do you think they do it because they know that people don't like it?
Absolutely. I would be the dentist that doesn't talk to you unless something's in your mouth. That's it.
No, but it's I don't even mind it because if I want to get a clear sentence out, I'll just wait a second.
So you'd rather be rude and not talk than talk? Come on.
No, I talk and then I wait for the important things.
I don't like that at all. In fact.
Wave of nausea. I'm good.
Wave of nausea.
It's coming this fall.
In a world when you're not sure if you're gonna puke or poop.
On Christmas Eve, I would be like, yep, I'm going to go outside for a second. I would just go outside and breathe because I got anxious.
You know what's super wild is that we have editing power, so we could have taken all of this out.
No, but I kind of like it. It shows the human side of us. It shows this poopy side.
It shows the human side, just like when dentists stick their fingers in my mouth and are like, hey, what is pi? What's the square root of pi?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then accidentally slips the finger a little deeper, and I go, oh. Anyways, Joe, do you want to show off?
What are you doing?
You want to show off your our lower social value friendship bracelets?
So, if you remember, I told you all that I made friendship bracelets for our white elephant because that's something I wouldn't actually do. Well, my dad picked it, and then Ben stole it, and then I stole it from Ben. so that Ben solidified it so that our other brother couldn't get it.
Yeah. in this box, it said this other brother's name and told him that he could get a hug from Joe if he got it. And so that's part of the prank. And so I was honored to take the bracelet. Show it off.
It's the same, but black. But yeah, handmade by me because I'm artsy.
He's artsy fartsy, and I'm just straight artsy poopsy.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm artsy. That's fartsy.
Yo, for real though?
Nope. Don't want to. Do you want to read the first one?
Chemical grade. Sure. So, this is our dentist one. This is what inspired me for the hot take. But anyways, I have a fear of the dentist, but mainly just the part where they aggressively cut your gums and blame it on your flossing. How often do I need to floss to make it immune to the sword? And this is from Dental Dan.
It should have been from the backpack kid because he flosses like crazy.
No, that's why it isn't, because this guy clearly doesn't. It is true though. That is like a classic problem where it's like the dentist like goes in there and they like stick that hook in. They just like pull and like rip your gums, and they're like, "Hey, you're bleeding. You didn't floss."
Floss once a day. I floss every time I brush my teeth.
Are you? Oh, he's adding to the lore, the Joseph lore, where he's gross joke man, but then he brushes his teeth and flosses.
So I don't get.
He's pissed.
I don't get like the square things of floss that like roll out and you have to like, go. I use
do that again for the camera.
I don't use those. I use like the picks.
Oh, the picks. Ugh.
So it's like the hook, and it's a little piece of floss.
Ugh.
I just use those, and I get up in there and I move it both ways to get all that plaque.
I only use the water pick.
That works.
Water pick's good, and actually, it's right now it's not charged, and I lost the cord. So I need to figure out. I need to figure out what that cord is, because when I had that readily available, I was flossing daily because it was easy. It really is easy to move around, and it gets all the stuff out, and like it doesn't hurt, or it hurts just as bad, but like flossing for me is just like ugh, like the idea of it cutting your gums. Like water cutting my gums doesn't bug me, so I need to find that cord. But yeah, Joe's adding to his lore. He's like, hey, I'm funny man, Tyre Burrell, also make Hitler 9/11 jokes, but also I wash my hands and I floss daily. Like, what a weird character. Like, I know it's really you and this isn't like a bit, but it's just like, imagine watching a movie and your character was this guy.
The biggest slob who's just like that best friend funny guy, and he goes home and he's just like, ugh, time to take off my shoes and not walk around my house because that's where germs spread.
Are you a shoes off in the house person?
I don't really care about that one necessarily.
That's coming later, but I just was curious.
However, since I live with our sister and that is the rule, I definitely understand.
Why is that her rule? Since she's our one listener a week, I'm just curious. Why is that her rule?
Because it's gross and dirty.
You know what else is gross and dirty? Like my hands, and she lets me in there.
The bottom of your shoes go through so much crap that it's like it really is like a germ fest going on there.
Well, I'm not stepping on her counter. I'm just stepping on her floors. Listen, here's the deal.
Oh, do you put grocery bags on your counter? Like when you bring groceries
Yeah.
home? No idea where those have been, have you?
Dude,
they could be super gross.
That is fair.
You don't know which dirty grandpa went and licked his hands and then went to the
dirty grandpa. What are you doing?
went and touched those bags when they were putting them in a box or putting them away.
I don't like when dirty grandpa touches my bags. You're right.
I've seen some people in grocery stores that are like unboxing those bags, and I'm like, oh, that's now dirty. Thank you.
Oh, bro, that's not even the worst thing. I luckily left before it became an issue, but Saturday when I had those stomach issues and we had to cancel, I was like, Kendall's like, you don't need to come to school. Like, don't come to the store. And I'm like, no, I don't want to miss out on it. Like, I'm fine. I'm really like, it's on and off, but it's not that bad. I got into the store in the surroundings of all the people and feeling nauseous and everything we had to do. I was like, Kendall, I'm going to the bathroom. And nothing happened, but like, I had to go in there and just be like deep breaths.
But the bathroom is your safe space?
Well, yeah, but then I walk out and at the store.
Hold on. I'm going to interrupt your story because that's so wild that you went into the bathroom to breathe heavy.
Well, no, I went in there.
Because bathroom air is gross.
I went in there to potentially throw up, and I didn't, so we're good. But when I walked out, believe it or not, Kendall was talking to Mom and Anna, who were also at the store. And so I walk up, and I'm like, I am going to go sit in the car. And I just sat in the car and, like, Of course. So I'm thinking about it. I can't imagine the amount of people that are sick walking through those grocery stores too, like touching things. Luckily, I didn't touch anything. I just was like, I'm out of here. So
I'm a big contradiction because I don't like fries or Walmart produce. I'm a Sam's Club guy though. That doesn't bug me.
Sam's Club produce has got to be dirtier.
I don't get my produce there unless it's bagged already, like the pre-bagged stuff. I go to Sprouts because that's a different caliber.
No Sprouts,
and
you know what?
They're less expensive.
Are
than
they
fries.
cheap?
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask that question, Kendall. There's a new Sprouts by our house, and Kendall went into it that same day, and she's like, I just liked walking around in it.
Where's the new one?
We're gonna like slowly lock in our location for some like creep who's like, we don't get any listeners, and one creep's gonna listen and be like, I'm gonna kill these guys just for fun. They're gonna bomb their house. Slowly locking in.
Yikes.
See, this time I brought up terrorism, but it wasn't against any.
It was our terrorism. And terrorism just for us, a little treat.
Yeah, just a little treat, little terrorism as a treat. Saddam Hussein, but on TikTok, be like, just a little terrorism as a treat.
Why was he German?
I don't know, dude. I don't even know. No, but Sprouts, yeah. And then they have all that good freaking candy canned. I know you're not a sweets guy, but
My stomach hurts. I might have to leave. Hey, you remember when you had that free-handed gummy bears?
dude, I will tell you this: the worst. First off, they're scoops. It's not free-handed. They're scoops.
I've seen some degenerates.
Are you using your hands in Sprouts?
I am some degenerates.
It's me, some degenerates. No, but the weird thing about this is the worst part, legitimately, I would say, not the worst part, but I'm going to say everything's the worst part about me feeling this way, is that I feel healthy physically in every other way. And I don't even have, like, aversion to food right now. So, like, right now, what sounds good is a giant pizza, some animal-style fries, and gummy worms. And if I have those, I will be sitting on the floor of my bathroom all night tonight. So instead, I'm drinking Gatorade all day and seeing if maybe my body gets rid of the bad boys.
Everything you just listed was horrifying.
Pizza?
A big old pizza? Yeah.
Well, okay, you don't have to eat the whole big old pizza.
The last time I had pizza, it didn't go well for Joseph, so.
What happened?
I just didn't feel good.
Oh, that's excellent content, Joe. Thanks for saying it. Last time I had pizza, I had a tummy ache. Aww.
I don't like tummy aches.
That's facts, dude.
Really, it's all the cheese that you mentioned, and then the sugar.
Facts, dude. That would be so messed up. Although I will admit, the thing that's been settling the best, besides the Gatorade I've been drinking, is a good old bag of popcorn.
Yo, popcorn be bussin'.
A little extra toasted. I leave it in for a few extra seconds. So, like, one piece ends up way too burnt, toss it, but the rest of them have a nice crisp on it, a little burnt. Oh.
You do bagged popcorn, don't you?
Yeah, because I had an air popper, but we just didn't want to make our own butter.
You make your own butter?
Okay. I meant, like, we don't want to melt butter sticks and put them on the freaking thing. Butter is expensive.
That's true.
Bagged popcorn, we get a whole 2-week supply for, like, $8.
You know how cheap kernels are? They're like rice prices. Although rice got expensive.
Rice did get expensive. Welcome back to our podcast, Relatable Economy Boys. We talk about the economy. Oh, man, money, am I right? The value of the dollar is depreciating.
Once with these produce prices. Actually, you just need to floss for real. It's good for you.
Are we still on that one?
The reason why your gums bleed so much is not actually because he's ripping your gum skin. It's actually because your gums are not calloused or prepared.
I call bull on that one because my dentist be picking at my gums, bro, and I did floss.
They're removing plaque. If you the reason why flossing helps it so that doesn't hurt is actually not because of calluses or anything. It's because the plaque that they have to go in and remove is already gone. So they actually don't have to poke at all.
Welcome back to our dentistry podcast.
I'm just saying.
I'm just going to, everything you say for this episode, I'm just going to be like, wow, boring, and then I'm going to move on.
Like, I'm not good at anything. I never claimed to be smart. It's just random things that just I learned one day.
It's so interesting because it's like, at first it was like, oh, yeah, he knows a lot about criminology and stuff. Oh, yeah, he washed his hands a lot, knows a lot about germs. Oh, yeah, he knows about random germs in the store. He knows about dentistry. What is going on? He knows one fact about every subject.
Yeah, except for math. I can't do math.
What is
Meth, however, I do know about meth.
dude? Straight up. Also, meth streams, illegal streaming site got canned today.
What?
Rest in peace. There are some illegal streaming sites, and one of them got taken down.
Oh,
Called Meth Streams.
congrats.
Rest in peace, Meth Streams.
They did it.
I never watch on that stuff.
Sure.
I don't. I don't. The reason I don't is because the ads are like horrible ads.
The reason I don't is because of pop-ups.
Yeah, no, but the ads are like horrible.
You don't floss?
I haven't in a while. I will admit when I was flossing a lot, I felt like my teeth were cleaner. Like I felt just fresh in my mouth, you know?
That's because plaque is gross.
You know what apparently is true? Apparently mouthwash is not good for your teeth.
No, strips away the enamel.
To be honest with you, when I was farming these questions, I thought the dentist one would get us the least amount of time, and this one is going to be the most amount of time. We're going to be about through the episode by the time that we're done talking about dentistry, which is really a shame because the name of the next guy is really getting me.
So basically, you want to find one that you want fluoride because it helps strengthen the enamel.
Isn't that what's in the Gatorade? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
But you don't want like aluminum, paraben, sulfate.
No Red
all
40,
that sort of stuff.
no seed oils for sure. My family, by the way, Joe included, and I get it, has a weird obsession with seed oils and Red 40. And listen,
I don't have an obsession with those things outside of like I use them if you don't feel the effects. I feel the effects of them now.
yeah.
So soy, seed oils, same with gluten.
No, it's all-
some dairy products. Definitely, I can feel like immediately it's like inflammation hits. So that's why I can't.
No.
Red 40's just whatever.
Well, it's like I listen. I'm all for stop adding a bunch of chemicals to our food. Like when I took a trip to Italy and Spain, just like at first off, everything was better. I could eat the gluten. I could do all of that without feeling gross. But the big thing for me was looking at just the color of Fanta. And I'm like, first off, Fanta's better in Spain. It's like amazing. And
It's because they actually use
real ingredients. But that's the thing. So I'm all for like taking it out. But I will admit sometimes it's like, okay, we can work towards that. But I don't need to hear about it every time I'm over at my family's house with freaking granola people going, well, but technically, did you know that Hitler invented seed oils so he could kill the Jews? Like, no, I don't want to hear any of that.
seed oils are cheaper, which is why they're used everywhere. It's just it's not good for inflammation.
No, I know. Listen, again, I'm all for it, but it's so annoying.
Red dye 40.
Red died? At 40?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Red Dye 40 and Jimmy Carter.
The thing about that is like it's really bad for kids and it really can change their behavior.
Yeah, which is why I'm only feeding my kid Red Dye 40 to be the absolute beast that she is.
But there's so much there's
Lily!
there's so much crap and everything that like unless you are buying very specific meats,
Yeah.
very specific farm cheeses,
Unless you're loaded.
yeah, I mean you're gonna have stuff. So who cares?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like we avoid it as much as we can, and we get like really fresh ingredients and we try to eat at home.
We get really fresh ingredients, and then we have animal style fries.
Listen, we get
every Thursday.
But listen, I'm all for getting rid of it. But man, oh man,
We call it Animal Thursday.
I just hope everybody knows that the people that are normal in our family that understand those things are bad, but we make fun of everybody else. We sit there and we laugh, not at you, but just in general.
Me?
What? I just said not at you. This insecure Dan over there. I don't know why Dan's the only name that's coming to mind today. Shout out my cousin Danny.
Well, that's because there's a lot of Dans, I guess. They're written in Dental Dan, and then you got the next one.
Oh,
Which we already kind of talked about, but go ahead.
yeah. So I don't want to read this one.
Rip and grip it, kid.
First off, this one.
Rip and grip
Can
it.
you stop saying that? You've said that now multiple times
It's
on the
actually
podcast.
grip it and rip it, but
You said grip it and rip it on this podcast before, and I told you. I looked at you.
that's a
weird.
saying.
I don't even want to know what that means. Anyways,
You
from
grab the club or the bat, and then you rip the ball.
so Dan Schneider, the shoe hater, says, I recently had guests over, and a hot topic came up. Is it rude to ask guests to take their shoes off before coming into my house? And this came up because you brought up dirty feet. I don't think it's rude, but don't be like one of those people that's like, ooh, your shoes, or just like have a big sign. Just have a sign, have it clear. Like, even if you're the only person that lives there, put all like 3 pairs of shoes out if you're gonna have guests right there. Just put them there.
It's not rude to have rules at your house. That's the answer to that question. People need to be aware enough to notice things. If there's a shoe rack next to the door, assume they don't want shoes. If they're not wearing shoes, chances are they don't want shoes.
Yeah, it just don't. I think the question asker is probably dealing with the dilemma of how do I approach it. It's kind of like when you have a service dog in public and it's not supposed to be pet, but people walk up to pet it anyway. It's like, how do you?
I'll tell you.
How do you approach? I just started saluting. My natural instincts kicked in.
I mean, it goes back to the whole communication thing. People need to stop being weird about just being like, "Hey, do you want shoes in your house or not?" Just ask the question.
Do you want to see these toes?
You don't have to approach it. Just be like, hey, do you prefer if shoes are on or off in your house?
No, you do have to approach it as the guest. Walk in, there's multiple ways you can do it. You can say, do you want shoes on in your house? Do you say, you want to see these oiled up toes? You can say, how you like them feets, big boy? Any ideas?
Tootsies or nopes?
You want to see these tootsies roll? I don't.
My heels are only kind of cracked. Want to see?
You want to lick off the palate cleansers?
These shoes are shaped like my feet. Can I wear those? Are socks mandatory?
I would just pull my shoe off and start pretending it's a phone. Hello? Oh, where do I hang my phone?
Fine, I'll do it. But just to warn you, I don't wash my feet with my shoes.
Just be like, hey, these dogs are stinky, but these shoes carry millions of germs. Did you know? And then spout off some.
These are the dogs I got in me.
Cool. Yeah, dude. Don't be afraid.
Actually, I will say though, getting inside shoes is the best thing you can actually do. Either way.
Hold on. Repeat the question. Oh, getting shoes for inside.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with the question.
Getting inside shoes. I thought you were saying like putting yourself inside of shoes is the best thing you can do. That feeling when you put your feet in some shoes. Ooh, everybody loves it.
Just watch out. Make sure someone doesn't put them on and crunch you.
What's that freaking fairy tale? With the
The,
little guy in the shoe?
the old lady that lived in the shoe.
Yeah. Anyways. Go ahead.
I heard she had a wife but couldn't keep her. No, if you don't wear shoes in your house, the best thing you can do is get house shoes, because technically, like, you're not really. There's no support when you don't have shoes on.
Yeah, but the problem with house shoes is that in today's society, we believe that shoes can go get a job too. They don't just have to be house shoes. They can go get a job. They can earn money for their family too, and we believe they deserve voting rights. You know, so
Shoo, brother.
Shoo.
What are some essentials for the apocalypse? And this is scared but prepared. Seems like you're scared and unprepared.
Well, I would say a sign that says "Place shoes here" in case the zombies have shoes. You don't want them dragging those dirty shoes in your house.
Gotta. Those zombies, they're not very social, so they're gonna come in with their shoes on.
I think you probably want the enchanted sword of Brogan the Dragon Slayer, distant second cousin to Gorloth. But basically, Brogan, that's Joe Rogan's cousin as well, by the way. Brogan has a sword, and...
You could have said he was the brother of Joe Rogan. Brogan.
Edit this. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to edit it so it literally is just that.
I'm going to edit this so that it's my idea.
So
Continue.
Brogan, his sword, he's the brother of Joe Rogan, by the way. Anyways, Brogan, brother of Joe Rogan, he has a sword. The problem is that he doesn't have any arms, so he can't wield the sword. And so usually he doesn't put up much of a fight. If you tap on his forehead twice, he dies. Grab his sword. Keep that prepared. Stay strapped with his sword all of the time.
I carried a machete in my truck for a while.
Actually?
Yeah.
For what?
Now it's in my closet.
Why? Is there like a monster in there?
I had a machete.
I carried a machete. Why? I have a machete.
It's wild times out there.
You never know when you're going to need a machete. I just like walking into mom and dad's garage and seeing the giant bin full of canned food.
Canned food's important.
No, I know, but like...
Me, myself, I prefer the hunt.
What happens when the zombies eat all the elk and wildlife and game?
Ever heard of long pig?
Long pig?
Yeah.
What? What?
I want you to Google that.
What's long pig?
Nothing. What's long pig with you? No, look, Google it.
For a split second when you said that back to me, I went, no, what did I say? Wait, what?
Google it.
Is it one word?
I don't know.
Is it going to make me throw up?
Maybe.
No, honestly, it probably won't. The idea of...
I'm scared to throw up.
I'm not Googling it because the freaking definition popped up on my bar before I could enter. A translation of a term formerly used in some Pacific islands for human flesh as food. Oh.
Gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
Why is that called long pig?
No idea. But no, that's actually super gross. Canned food. You gotta get some canned food.
No, but yeah, so canned food's good.
Our sister asked me the other day while we were going to Dutch Bros. She was like, if you had to go on the lam, what would you do? And I should have brought that question. And the actual answer for that is you pull all the money out of your account, take your passport, pay for cash for either a bus ticket to Middle America or a plane ticket to Mexico. Make your plan, go from there.
Why Middle America or Mexico? Those are completely different.
Well, you got to keep them on their toes. Because Mexico, you're out of the country, but then you got to figure out a way out of Mexico. And it's a different culture.
It's like leveling, different level. Level 1, get out of the USA. Level 2, get out of Mexico.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can try to get back into the States, but then you're back into the States. Or you have to try to get intercontinental flights, which is more difficult than you would think. But alternatively, and probably cheaper, you take a Greyhound bus to Middle America. Because obviously you leave your phone, your computer, everything as it is. Just wherever it is, leave it there, get out of here. With nothing but cash and your passport. Can't track you. Then you go to Middle America, and you probably find a small shop or something like that that'll hire you without really needing a background check or anything. Make some money, make a plan, move on. Or start over, you know?
Bars, dude. I'd probably just go to Walter White's house and get some meth.
Essentials for the apocalypse, though. Depends on what kind of apocalypse. If we're talking...
You said apocalypse 4 different ways in one... Somehow you said the word twice, and you still said it 4 different ways.
Apocolopodis. If it's a zombie apocolopodis, then you need the machete first. Or a sword. Katana works too.
Zombies can't die, though. They're already dead.
You cut their head off.
Nah, because...
Have you never seen The Walking Dead?
Honestly, a little scared of The Walking Dead. Cannot lie. I'm a little bit of a scared boy. Also, get spicy food scare me too.
Been a last real long time.
I prefer playing Mario Kart in the middle of the night.
If you cut off a zombie's head, it separates the head from the body. They can only infect you if they bite you.
But then what about the reflex after? What if there's a bunch of zombie heads just biting at your ankles? Jetpack. Got it. Thanks. Continue.
Well, actually, you don't... I'm mixing lores here. You chop it off. You chop off their head. They still bite, and you stab it in the brain. It ends it. Because the reason a zombie is because they died, but then part of their brain reactive and turned back on, and so that's why they can bite and chew and all that stuff, but they're not alive.
Let's see where you are on this internet scale. Do you think you would survive? My answer is no for me.
A few variables. I think I would probably last a little bit. I don't have any canned goods. I do have machete. I do have gun. Do have many knife.
How long are you surviving?
A few weeks at least.
What if it's like a Russian invasion, nuclear outfall? Not outfall. What's the term? Nuclear. What's the term for like when like something's blown up and there's like toxic fumes in the air, but then it kind of goes away and it's just like disgusting landscape. It doesn't matter. But anyways, what would you do in that case? No, not Russia. Russia's easy because Russia, I just pretend I'm Russian. I blend in. I join them. I'm a coward.
Am coward.
North Korea.
I mean, it doesn't matter who it is.
I can't blend in with the North Koreans.
It depends on where the blast is, how close I am.
It was full-out warfare. Basically, people survived in bunkers. The air is just good enough now to barely survive. Like, you'll survive, but, like, it's really not nutrient-rich air everywhere in our country, and there's no way out.
And I'm already in a bunker?
Yeah, but, like, now you're coming out of bunker because the air is safe enough.
I mean, you gotta...
And Russia's on the ground, or North Korea's on the ground.
How are they surviving?
North Korea threw the bombs, bro.
Okay, it doesn't matter. They're not, like, immune to radioactivity.
No. I don't know. No, they, like... So here's what happened. War. It's 2035. War. Anyways, everywhere has been bombed except for North Korea. The population now is just North Korea, but nobody bombed them. They're fine where they are. And then United States citizens have dwindled to about half, but we're the only population left besides North Korea.
I'm part of half that survived?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
And literally the whole earth besides North Korea is scorched. And you have, I don't know if this is scientifically correct, but we'll say 35 years of time basically left before you can along with other scientists save the earth before the earth ultimately dies.
In the 100, it was 100 years.
Okay, 100. Fine, we'll go 100. 100 years, so basically your goal is beginning scientific research and procreating. Sounds like my life. Science research and procreating. I have a child.
I'm not surviving in that.
That was a very specific scenario.
I'm bad at science, and I look like a Shrek.
Well, but there's like roles, right? So they need like hunters. Here's what happened. Okay, I'm gonna expand upon the lore. North Korea has done this, and it said to the 50% left, "You're under North Korean rule. You can have this. We will drop 25% of our wildlife and our stock or crops to just you, and you have to hunt. Like they just like spread them out, you know." They need hunters, they need gatherers.
Yeah, you just grab the nearest AK and just open fire everywhere.
You can kill people, bro. Okay.
Yeah, but your people are the good people.
Yeah. Well, I think ultimately my plan would be infiltrate. Become a scientific genius.
Zombie apocalypse, yeah, I'll last.
Civil war apocalypse.
If it's nuclear, none of us are surviving.
Just civil war.
I'd survive some.
Let's go.
I mean,
what a depressing lane.
I'm not a violent man, but I protect.
He protect, he attack, he a snack.
Remember
those memes from like 10 years ago?
I've done enough mental and like self-defense training that I think I'd be able to take a couple people down if they tried it.
Cool. Hey, is it concerning that I'm not afraid of death?
No, that's actually fantastic.
I think it's a little concerning.
Why?
So I don't have a fear of death, but if you're like, just like, from what I'm getting from this question is like, it's to a point where you're just like numb to the idea. Like, I die, it's over. I don't believe that there is anybody who is fully mentally there that is like 100% like no emotion towards it. Like, I believe there are people, probably you, for example, they're like, yeah, no, it's fine. I kind of come to terms with it. But there's a part of you that's like, oh, man, that'd be cray-cray.
I actually fall into the category, you know, those memes are like, you know, girls want to die peacefully in their sleep. And then it's like the boys, and it's like this all-out war and fight.
Yeah.
Seen from like movies and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'd go down in a fight.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I want to be lit on fire, dude. Sorry.
What? Okay, Theo Vaughn, what was that?
Don't know. No, this is not.
No, I mean, like, I've definitely, because I think a lot.
So relatable, Joe.
When I
relatable content. Me
enter,
when I'm thinking, picture of Joe.
when I go into places, I'm usually like, okay, here's how I would get out. Here's what I would do if someone came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go down in a fight for sure.
Oh, yeah.
If someone came into a building with a gun and was going to shoot up the entire place, hell yeah, I'm charging him.
Oh yeah.
Not even a question.
Yeah. Well, so that's me, but with flamethrowers. If I see a flamethrower, I'm like, yeah.
Ben's just like, barbecue me, baby.
No, I do think about that when I go to church sometimes. I carry my pocket knife, and I'm like, all right, so if he came through that door, I'd duck here. I'd crawl through these pews. I'd go behind, slice throat. Boom. None of that would happen, but I think about it. With you, I think it could because you have some strategic advantage. I think I'm so loud and clunky.
I would just get to the position where I could just tackle him.
It's one of those, like a Lord of the Rings moment where Boromir sprints and keeps getting hit, but he keeps fighting because of pure adrenaline.
Yeah, I'm pretty much Boromir.
Well, like, bowl of mirror, am I right, ladies? Sorry. This is the second week in a row.
I never understood bowl in the china shop. Because, like, I understand what they're meaning, like, a bowl runs through a china shop. But the other version of the word bowl belongs in a china shop.
Hey, that's the second week in a row where I made a mean joke, by the way. I'm very sorry. I was editing and I literally saw my face and I was like, oh, that was genuine. That was like, oops.
Yeah, you hate me. It's cool.
Friendship bracelets.
Yeah, you hate me, but you're also a little bit gay.
I'm a little bit slay. So, cool. Is it concerning that you're not afraid of death? As long as you have a healthy perception of what death means, it's all good, buddy. But if you're sitting there like...
If you want to kill yourself, yeah, that's a problem.
No, that's not what I meant. No.
If you want to actually die, that's a problem. If you're like, I could go at any moment and I knew that I would be saved or go to whatever ending you think is possible and you're comfortable with that, that's fine.
If you're fine with the idea of a choose your own adventure type thing, you die and God just says, listen, 3 options. Reincarnation, but you're born and your name is Eugene.
Oh, I thought the second option was going to be but.
First option, reincarnation. Second option, but. Third option, stop right there, God. Option 2.
You got me a butt.
So which one do you want? I honestly didn't hear anything you were saying except for butt. So whatever that is.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. Cool.
No, but yeah.
No, but yeah. My spouse shrunk my favorite shirt. What are some ways I can get back at her? And this is from Accidental Crop Top Carlos.
Crop top?
It's contagious. And now my voice is cutting out.
No, it's because crop top Carlos is very hard to say.
Crop Top Carlos. Say that 3 times fast.
No.
Crop Top Carlos. Crop Top Carlos. Crop Top Carlos. Crop Top Carlos.
Dun 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 dun.
Hiya! Do you know there's actual words they're saying?
Yeah.
It's not gibberish, but it's based off of, he's like translated and retranslated like 3 different languages and like combined this like beautiful like war song based around like the War of the Trees or whatever. Sick! Love John Williams, dude. I want to kiss that guy.
When did you learn that?
2 days ago.
I learned it when I was 6. What up?
No, you didn't.
You're right. I don't have a spouse, so I can't speak on this one. You?
Well, I mean, just in general. I guess you're alone.
If someone shrunk my favorite shirt, I don't know.
Well, I'm a kind little boy. I would say that, you know, if my wife shrunk my favorite shirt, first off, she would. I know what she would do. She'd say, I'm so sorry. And she'd be really upset about it. I look at her and say, well, I could have done the laundry. Like, you don't have to take
Ben
blame.
would say, don't talk to me or my daughter ever again.
Yeah, and then I'd take the kids and I'd go.
I'm sorry, that was violent.
Sorry,
That's
I would leave the kid and then I'd go. No, but, like, for example, there are times where, like, I will be in a rush out the door, and so Kendall has to take something out of the fridge to let it, like, defrost. And then I'll get home, and she's like, I didn't take anything out of the fridge. I'm so sorry. And she feels so guilty. And I'm like, well, I also could have taken something out of the fridge. It's not just your responsibility.
And Ben goes, I think you know what that means.
Animal style fries. Yep. No, usually I'm pretty hype about it, but no. So don't be mean to your spouse if she's doing your laundry on one hand. On the second hand, what you do.
Light her on fire. Please don't light your spouse on fire. I'm sorry.